Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Place in the Middle podcast. My name is Amy.
And I'm Butter, and today we're just gonna talk about mental health.
Yeah, so literally, like, usually before we film our podcast, we just catch up and we have a
Right.
conversation, right? And then as we were talking about this, Butter was like, let's just talk about this on the podcast.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've been just finding out things about, like, me in the past
Right.
few weeks
Uh-huh.
that has been affecting my life. And I'm just, like, annoyed. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, why do I just find, what? Like, I just,
Don't you think it's
ugh.
like a little bit like a relief that there is a reason why you think the
Yeah.
way you do? Okay, well, explain it to
Okay,
people what
So
happened.
when I was a little kid, I'll tell my story, the whole story. I think I was in I was in second grade. I was still in like my old school, and I was diagnosed with ADHD. Like for I don't know why. Like
Hmm.
my parents took me to get like checked, but we actually there's this one summer that we went on a vacation in Bangkok, and then all my cousins get to play, but then I have to go to a doctor.
Hmm.
So like they actually have me go to a doctor that specializes in this kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
So they gave me all that kind of like random tests, like all the activities. You know how they test kids, like
Yeah.
they don't do like normal like a diagnosis,
Yeah.
but they have me do all these activities. I don't necessarily remember like what they did, but I remember just like playing in like a playroom. That's
Hmm.
usually that's how they do it.
Okay.
And so I was diagnosed with ADHD. I was waiting for my parents outside when they were talking to the doctor. Uh, and I was just sitting in the playroom with other kids, and I was having fun. I was okay. And then from that point on, like I think my parents explained it to me that I have ADHD. I didn't know what it meant.
Yeah.
But in Thai, the word ADHD is called samadhi san.
Mm.
It's just called like you just have a short span of attention.
Yep. Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So I understand what it meant. Like I kind of like know that whole thing. So since second grade, I couldn't really focus in school, and then my parents actually took me out of school for a semester, and then my mom homeschooled me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I was having so much like problems at school. Because like if I can't focus, I'm not gonna learn anything.
Right.
And if I don't learn anything, like I literally told my teacher like, "Hey, I'm gonna go use the toilet," and I would go do something else
Oh.
just to like keep me occupied of the
Yeah.
day. Um, so fast forward to when I was in college, I actually went to study abroad, right? And then my friend kind of like explained to me because I think she majored in psychology
Hmm.
that is not just one type of ADHD. And at one point they call it ADD, ADHD. I don't know the
Yeah.
official terms now. You just probably have to go look at the textbook and stuff. But there's like the what is it called? Like inattentive and hyperactive.
Hmm. There's two sections.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure I'm hyperactive. I actually don't know. Well,
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Yeah. But my whole thing with ADHD when I was little is that whenever somebody like I would be doing homework, and if somebody walks into the door, I would have to turn and like see what was going on. I couldn't
You would
focus
stop.
on one thing.
Uh-huh.
I'm like very like sensitive to everything.
Hmm.
Yeah. Recently, I'm just scrolling on TikTok,
Uh-huh.
and like how like they talk about I don't know why I came upon this like stumble upon this one video where they say that when you have ADHD, like you are so I don't know how to explain it, but let me explain my situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, for example, a group of friends, like our friends, one of our friends are coming next week. And she was like, let's hang out. Let's have dinner or lunch or let's meet, basically.
Mhm.
So we were trying to figure out this whole thing. So from this week onwards, my schedule changed a little bit because I have a class to teach on Thursday evening.
Mhm.
So none of us could do, like, some of us could only do lunch, but not everybody. But
Yeah.
everybody could do dinner.
Right.
So my whole thing is, I have to teach in the evening, but I have to spare my energy to go hang out.
Right.
It's like it's not a burden. I wouldn't want to go
No.
to hang out, but it's like
I
it's
know what
really
you mean.
hard.
Yeah.
So from Thursday morning, it actually started the day before.
Okay.
I would have
Yeah.
to like sleep early. I would have to like um shower at a certain point, do all this kind of thing, get all my responsibility done
Yeah.
before I go teach.
Uh-huh.
if I wake up late, I can't work out. But if I work out, I have to shower again.
Right.
And then I have to eat lunch and then wait a few hours to take a nap. If I wake up late, I can't do that. And if I don't take a nap, I won't have enough energy to go teach and go to dinner after.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm in this whirlwind in my head where I'm like, what do I have to do? And I get so overwhelmed. And I was telling Butter, like, this is why I have such a hard time scheduling, like, just hanging out with friends.
They're all connected to each other.
Exactly. And I like, the thing is, sometimes I feel so bad to say no, but like, if I go, I'll be a zombie. Like, I would not talk.
Right.
You know,
And we
how
had a situation like that where we were invited to go have lunch with
like a group of
distant-
friends, yeah.
a group of friends like that we weren't as close with.
Yeah. And we were just like, honestly, like, well, a few of us that
Mhm.
were close, we're like paralyzed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very like Amy and our other friend. I just stared at them and was like, "Oh,
I was just
they're
like,
gone.
mm.
They're gone."
nothing was coming into my ears. Like,
Yeah.
I can hear noises,
I mean, and
but
it comes out through your face too. The
I
thing
get
is,
so tired when
you're just sitting there like, I'm here in body physically, but I'm not here.
I wasn't.
Everything is gone.
I'm not really there. So that's my whole thing that I just found out that like I think it's an ADHD thing
Mm.
that, and not everybody live this way.
You're right.
And also I found out that a lot of women that have ADHD got misdiagnosed with anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, this whole time I just have ADHD. Like, it's been like this since I was little.
Mm-hmm.
But once you become an adult,
It's harder.
it's harder because there's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
And like, I used to love to go like out to like coffee shop and hang out with my friends when I was in college because I don't have that many responsibilities then.
Yeah.
Now, I don't even go out. Like, I
Mhm.
would do anything in my power to stay home,
Mhm.
just to rest, to actually go do like one thing.
Like mine, for instance, like I've never been diagnosed with ADHD, but some people think that I'm like borderline autistic,
Uh-huh.
which I don't disagree, but I'm not. I haven't been like diagnosed. Like I haven't been to the
Right,
doctors
right.
for it. And I'm debating like if I do go, what would be the point of knowing? And would it change anything about the way I'm living?
Right.
Because I am living. Oh, like I think I'm living well right now, but it might just be good to like, okay, this is how I think, this is the way I do things.
Right.
Anyhow, with that, I understand kind of what you mean. I think a lot in our little friend group, a lot of us are like neurotypical. Like our brains don't work the same way
No.
as other people. And the thing is, I didn't realize my brain was different than other people who weren't neurotypical people or whatever
Right,
they
right.
call it.
Yeah.
So the other day, well, let me just say, I understand what you mean. Like in the terms of scheduling,
Uh-huh.
I plan out my calendar is full with all sorts of things. I put everything down.
Right.
And the thing is, the day before, or sometimes I check. I look at the schedule, and it's not really checking to be like, oh, okay. I mean, it is to be like, okay, you have this going on, but it's almost like I'm mentally preparing myself a day
Mhm.
before on how to go about this day so I can complete it without dying,
Yeah.
like without
And, like-
physically being like I'm done.
And I think especially like when you have to schedule things, like you would have to do things like respond, like, you know, working on your laptop.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah,
But you actually have to prepare yourself energy wise to have social interactions.
yes.
I think
that's why.
that's one of the hardest part for me,
Mhm.
where I have to kind of like not put a mask on, but I kind of have to go like, okay, I can do this.
Like I need to be my best self.
Yeah.
Like put my best self forward with social interactions, because with other
Exactly.
people.
Exactly.
Had it just been me and doing something that is just like a task list, like okay, I need to get to this by myself. But most of the time, whether it's good or not good, or like something I'm not looking forward to, but even stuff that I am looking forward to, I had to reserve that energy or like prepare myself, like build
Right.
myself up to be like, I am going to be ready for this.
Right.
And usually I have a good time, but it's just that I have to mentally prepare.
Exactly.
And,
I'm like that since, you know, since I'm an adult, like I'm like that for every single social interactions. Even like if I know that like I would have so much fun with these
Uh-huh.
people.
You're right.
Like,
But I'm
yeah.
like, I'm not gonna lie, like the next maybe today or tomorrow, tomorrow especially, my schedule looks like a lot of seeing people, having to do
Oh,
stuff. And it's all good stuff, like all things that I'm like scheduling.
uh-huh.
I want to meet up, but today I'm already feeling so tired. So I'm like preparing myself of like I will enjoy this when I get there, but I really need to build myself up and prepare myself today for tomorrow
Yeah.
and things. But one of our other friends, she told me the other day, she said, Butter, did you know this? In normal people, we're just gonna call them normal people, not our type of brains. Normal people, they when they not doing anything by themselves, their mind just goes blank. They're not thinking. My face exactly. I was like, what? So our friend
Yeah.
asked her other friend, was like, okay, so when you're by yourself and you're not with people and you're doing stuff, what are you thinking about? And she's like, I'm not thinking. It's just our brain's just not. It's just not. It's just blank. It's just not thinking of anything. It's not really thinking.
Wait, it's just quiet?
It's just quiet. She said.
The heck?
I know.
What?
You didn't know that? So,
No.
Okay. So our friend told me this and was like, "Did you know that?" And I was like, "No." And it was like, "So you're just telling me what does that mean? Like it just goes quiet?" And she's like, "Yeah, apparently nothing's going on. They just kind of
I have a
rest
story about that.
like that." Yeah. And I'm like, I have never had my brain stop and just like just calm and peaceful inside. It's just and she's like, "Right? That's that's us."
This is crazy.
But
Wait, the thing is, like,
yeah.
okay, because I have a story about that. When I go to sleep,
Mhm.
if my brain is running at how many miles per hour, right?
Mhm.
I literally, you know what I have to do? I don't count sheeps or whatever. I literally have to imagine, like in my head,
Uh-huh.
a void. Like it has to be dark. Like I'm just imagining like the black color, a room full of nothing, just black. And I just tell myself to shut up, like my brain to shut up.
Really?
I will have to be like focusing on like the void. Like
Like,
I don't know
stop.
why.
Mine, if I shut my eyes and I'm trying to sleep, sometimes I get dizzy. The void, the void is too is like a galaxy.
I get it. Like,
You know, it's like
yeah.
it's making me dizzy and I'm closing my
That's
eyes.
so funny. Yeah.
But I understand what you mean. It doesn't stop. It really doesn't stop.
Like especially when you're about to fall asleep, like you know you're trying to go to sleep.
Mhm.
You're thinking about the next day.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, what do I have to do? What time do I have to wake up? Did I turn
Yeah.
turn the stove? Like did I turn on the lights? Did I lock the door? Like
Mine is
it's so annoying.
I have to do it to where I'm about to pass out. Like I'm gonna be awake till I'm about to pass out.
Right.
And then so if I'm about to pass out and I sleep within like 5 seconds because I'm about to pass out.
Dang.
So before that, I'm not. If I try to make myself lay there and like go to sleep, I would just keep laying there and like, and then it gets worse. It's like I'm twisting and turning, and then like my anxiety is like,
Right.
get up, kind
Yeah.
of thing.
This is why I have to take like sometimes I have to take melatonin.
I'm
like-
also taking it right now.
I'm like I need it to knock me out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had to be put on melatonin. Like my
Stronas?
serotonin is a little bit low.
Right.
It's in a normal range, but I went to see the doctor and he's like, it's a little bit low with all the symptoms. And he's like, you're thinking a lot. Like the scan's like, you're thinking so much. And I'm like, yeah, it doesn't stop. He's like, how's your sleep? And I'm like, the thing is, if I'm so anxious and I'm so worried, even in my sleep, I'm still thinking. I'm so worried in my sleep. So when I
Yeah.
wake up, I'm so tired. It's like I didn't sleep.
You didn't have a good sleep.
So then he gave me like a supplement that
Right.
has a little bit of melatonin in it.
Oh, thank
And
God.
for the first time in like 3 weeks, I like slept and it was just silent. It was like quiet.
That's crazy. I never had that because I dream a lot.
I dream. that's
So
why
like I dream every single day. I think that's like one of the thing where like I literally had a dream last night and I still remember it. So I'm
I had
like,
a dream last night too, and I remember because it was a little disturbing.
oh, mom was okay. But you know what I mean? It's kind of like
Yeah.
I do love dreaming. Like it's just normal. But sometimes like the whole falling asleep thingy and like waking up not rested and it just affects your whole day. And like the thing is, if I wait until I fall asleep, I'm not gonna sleep until like 5 because I'm so like wired.
Mhm.
Like you know, I would start doing things at night, and then if I don't sleep the next day, I can't work.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just so difficult for me. I think. And
Yeah.
it's so funny because I'm just realizing that like putting it into words makes it like valid basically.
Right.
That's how I felt.
Mm.
Because I'm like it has always been a problem, but I never really like put words into it.
We don't really talk about it.
No.
Because honestly, I don't know what's different for other people. I also thought this
Right.
is how people, like, I don't really think that, oh, people live differently than me, that this is abnormal or anything like that. I
Yeah.
just think, this is just how it is.
Yeah.
Until, like, our friend would be like, did you know that other people's brains stop?
That's crazy,
And I'm
dude.
like, stop? What does that even mean? Like,
I've never had that experience of my
I was
brain
always
stopping.
like, boop, boop, like, to the next, to the next, to the next.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that experience of my brain being quiet.
Yeah. It's really hard until, like, until I'm dead exhausted. In my dream, there was a night, like, one time was just silent, and for the first time, I'm like, wow, I've got to really rest. But then after that, especially if I'm anxious before, even because if I'm not anxious or if I'm not stressed, then if I dream, it's not a problem.
Right.
But when I'm really anxious and I'm really stressed, my dreams are very, it's what I fear on. My anxiety comes out through
Right.
these dreams.
Yeah.
And like, so then I get up and I'm not well rested.
Right.
But I really thought
Crazy.
that maybe it was because we were growing older that we don't want to schedule as many things
Yeah.
or like meet as much. Like, I think that maybe be part of it, of like, I now choose who to intentionally spend my time with
yeah.
because it takes me a lot of effort. But I thought it was age. But I now wonder if it's also like we're always tired.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm constantly tired. Like, people ask me like if like how many hours did you sleep last night? And like for me sometimes I could sleep for 12 hours. No problem.
Mhm.
Like I could just keep sleeping.
Mhm.
And I don't remember the last time I was sleeping in and like I would not set an alarm, but I would wake up early.
You don't remember time like that?
Like I don't remember a time of like me just sleeping and waking up whenever I can. Because I'm like, it's either like I wake up before the alarm or the alarm has to wake me up for responsibilities. And like the thing is, nowadays, and the thing, okay, I feel so bad for waking up late.
Yeah,
That's
like,
a whole another story
Yeah.
of like the whole hustle culture
Yeah.
and like you have to wake up early to be productive kind
Yeah.
of thing. And I don't know. It's just sometimes like I think like working during the days doesn't work for me.
sometimes
It's
I'm more
so
productive
tough.
at night.
I mean, I am very productive at night.
I don't know. I feel like at night it's more quiet.
Me too.
Just the feel in general is like calming. Like
Exactly.
soothing.
I can get things done.
Yeah.
Like there's no distractions.
Yeah. But the thing is, mornings can do the same thing.
Don't know.
That's what people told me.
Oh,
And I was like, well, no, because I didn't get up for it. It's too early. I just
Yeah.
want to sleep.
yeah. And I think like one of the like other symptoms that I have is that my room's quite messy. I would go back home, I would put things, and I would go to sleep. But the thing is, before I clean my room,
Uh-huh.
I have this whole thing again where I'm like, if I clean this, I would have to clean that,
Yeah.
and then
Like
I'll
it's
get,
not finished.
it doesn't get nothing gets done, and I can't do just one thing. Like that would just annoy me. I'm like, oh, I can't get this done, and then the closet's clean, but my room's messy again, kind of deal, you know. So I think I'm just in this whole like paralysis of like this whole loop of like everything's connected,
Yeah.
where I can't get one thing done. Like my room would be clean for a little bit, and then it would start all over again.
Right. I don't know. Like for me, okay, so I just took down my Christmas tree
Yes, we can talk
in
about
March.
that. Right, 3 months later, but you
I
know
knew-
what? That's not bad.
The thing is, I knew I should have put this away a long time ago. You know, like I knew in my head, like
Yeah.
I should do this.
Right.
And every time I see it, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's kind of like we know so many things that we should be doing,
Yeah.
but for some reason we're just not doing it.
I can't get there.
Yeah.
I can't get there until I want to get there. Until I can prepare myself, like, okay,
Right.
now. And the thing is, it's not even hard. It's
Yeah.
just I can't get there.
Yeah.
Like I just felt like, okay, if I'm gonna clean this, then I need to go buy a box to put the ornaments in, and then I need to do this, and how would this go? And I'm just like, all right, that's it.
Do you have a problem with like setting deadlines for yourself?
A problem? How?
It's for example, like, oh, I'm gonna get this thing done.
Mhm.
It's just your own personal things.
Yeah.
For example, like get your Christmas tree done. You put a deadline down and you're there and you don't meet it.
Here's my thing with deadlines. If I set it, it's a hard deadline,
Ah.
especially for myself.
Oh,
Like
okay.
that's why I think with other people I'm very like strict with like if you're gonna make an appointment with me,
Yeah.
unless someone's dying or it's an emergency, I feel like this is a hard
Yeah.
thing. So like with deadlines I set for myself, I try to meet it like I'm very task oriented.
Okay.
And so if I want to get something done, I set a deadline or else it will never get done.
Yeah. I am horrible with deadlines.
Really?
Unless I'm horrible with a personal deadline. If I set it myself, won't get it done.
Mm.
But if there's pressure from
Somebody
other
put it-
people,
uh-huh.
I'll be okay. Like I can't. I'm very like adamant about that. Like if you want it, like if you want to do today, I'll get it done.
If somebody else wants it done.
Exactly. Like I think that's my whole thing. So now that I'm thinking about it, like I was just talking to my sister-in-law the other day, and she was like, you know, you should like actually. We were talking about wedding planning and
Uh-huh.
stuff. So like organizer, like wedding planners,
Mhm.
she was asking like how much do you need them, like as in like what capacity do you want them to work.
Yeah.
Like they could be your, like they could be in charge of decorations, like because I know that like I'm not gonna have them be in charge of my ceremony,
Yeah.
'Cause
How
they
much
don't
is
know
somebody in
it.
charge?
but I was like voicing it out to my fiance yesterday, and I was like, you know what I need a personal assistant where she would tell me that this is due today.
Yeah, like
You need to get this
accountability
done.
person.
Exactly. I need somebody to tell me and pressure me into like a hard deadline that I can't set for myself.
Right.
So it's like, is it kind of nice to like figure that out of like, hey, how much, like, you know, in what capacity do I need that one person?
Yeah.
You know? So I'm like, oh, I know what, like, how much to, like, you know, who I'm gonna hire and this kind of stuff.
So like recently I started to learn to become, I'm studying to become a life coach. And so part of the curriculum is to be coached by one, so you know how it's like.
Uh-huh.
So I wanted to work on like fundraising. I knew that fundraising was like something I need to get to,
Mm-hmm.
but I just cannot get, like I just didn't want to get there because it's
Right.
hard and it's tiring and it's just hard work
Yeah.
to do. And then for me, that was not my first, like it's not my second nature to fundraise. I don't think a lot of people like it either.
Yeah.
And so I brought that to the coach, and it's like an accountability partner.
Mhm.
So every 2 weeks she'll check, like today I would meet with her and she would be like, well, how did it go? And for me, those hard deadlines really help me get moving because I have to report to someone of my progress.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was just me, I'd just be like, I can make so many different excuses why I cannot do it this week or why it's so hard.
Right.
But to explain that to someone else, I feel like that's not a good enough excuse. Like, I need to really
Right.
put in the work to do this.
Right.
And so I think having the accountability, like somebody else, like it is pressure to get it done, but it's good because that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Or like I
totally
have
get
to
it.
do this.
Yeah. Lectures.
Mhm.
Sometimes when you're in like, you know, when you're in church and you're listening to like the message and like lecture and those kind of stuff, I have so much I have so many problems, so many times where I have this problem where like they're talking, their
Mhm.
lips are moving. I don't know what they're talking about.
Me too.
So I have this one thing where like I start doing in church where I would bring coloring books.
To help you focus.
Exactly. And it
Uh-huh.
doesn't distract anybody.
Yeah.
It's just like I just need to do something
To listen.
to actually like listen and
Uh-huh.
receive whatever like they're saying.
Mhm.
Because I'm like, if I'm not doing anything, if I'm not fidgeting, it's like I don't know what they're talking about. It's really
Uh-huh.
hard.
It's really that okay. So in church, I was also trying this the other week. I was like, "Better, you need to listen." So I looked up, and then I heard like 3 words, and I looked down, and I couldn't hear anymore. And then the next thing I knew, it was like 5 minutes gone.
Right.
And I looked back, I'm like, "Oh shoot!" Like, I remember me saying, "You should start listening to what they have to say," and then the next moment, it's gone.
You look up, you hear 3 words, you look down, your ears just like
It's like it stops.
you become deaf. Like
Yeah.
it just doesn't
I-
work.
Something else in my head is already going.
Exactly.
I'm having a sermon in my head instead. And then come out, oh, sorry, you had something to say. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I wonder if actually a lot of people
Right.
that, you
Oh my
know,
gosh.
but I
Like
don't-
I honestly like if you have this problem, like please tell us, because I'm just
Share with-
realizing now that like there might be other people out there. I'm pretty sure. Like
I'm sure there
I'm
are
pretty
other
sure.
people out there. We just don't talk about it because we don't actually know
That's
that
not
we're
normal.
different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a normal thing.
I
Like, the
thought
whole-
everybody thought all the time.
Yeah. I thought you're like right now, you know how many things I'm thinking in my head? I'm thinking of the next thing I'm gonna be talking about, what we could be talking about this whole thing. And I'm thinking about how many responsibility and what I have to plan for the day.
It's a lot of stuff to think about.
And then now I'm mad because it's noon and I didn't wake up early enough. Kind of deal. You know, it's kind of like
you just, oh, it's already noon and I haven't got anything done.
I know. It's like a lot of times it's like a personal things. It's
Yeah.
not even like anything about the other person.
I think most of the time we're most disappointed in ourselves.
Right.
That the fact that we couldn't get what we had expected on ourselves to do.
Yep.
And nobody said anything. No, there's no standard. There is no time frame. It's just that's not our schedule that we set to do.
Yeah. I have like a what is it called? A fitness and diet like coach, like a personal one.
Mm.
So you know how I was supposed to be like working out?
Mm.
I couldn't do that. Like this whole time.
Yeah.
It's been 3 months. I worked out once and that was
Did your coach not text you or say anything to you?
yeah. She was like, "You should work out." I'm like, "I know." Like I literally tell her that like I know that I should be working out.
Like we know that we're supposed to eat better, but we don't.
No, actually I do
Relax.
like the whole eating better I can do. But getting myself out like up for working out and showering. I love shower, like don't get me wrong. Like
Uh-huh.
showering and washing my hair is like my favorite time of the day.
Mhm.
But I can't do that every single like day or like twice a day. Like it doesn't work that way.
Mm.
And I hate getting sweaty. And I don't know why I say this because I work and I have to be sweaty for my work.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It like nothing makes sense.
But that's how it works in our head.
Exactly.
There is it may not make sense to other people, but it somehow made sense in our head, and that's how we operate. That's why I don't like people to like change my schedule. Like
That's rough. Yeah.
next week we're going to meet with our friends, and though it's really good, like I'm excited for it. It is a schedule where it's different than my usual schedule.
Yep.
My routine.
It's
my routine.
exactly. You kind of take like a you know you're yielding to another
Yeah,
basically
like,
another
oh,
highway.
this week it doesn't look as normal. It
Yep.
has some extra stuff going on, and even though it's like awesome stuff, it's different. And I'm like having to prepare. Okay, well on Thursday, it's not going to be the usual stuff going on.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm so surprised myself because my work schedule is not like an 8 to 5,
No.
and I like signed myself up for this irregular schedule stuff,
Right.
Where every week doesn't actually look the same.
Right.
And I thrive off like, but then again, I think I thrive off of this because I can set my own routine
Right.
instead of following somebody else's 8 to 5 routine. But it just seems weird because it's not really a routine. Every week looks different.
It's so funny because like you know we sign up into this whole freelance thing.
Uh-huh.
It contradicts with everything.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
But now that I'm saying it out loud, it kind of makes sense because the way our brain works, we don't do the normal
Exactly.
routine like other
Yeah.
people. We need our own time to do it in the way we need to do it.
Exactly. Like I want to work honestly like ideally I want to start working at 10 at night.
Yeah.
Or even like 8 at night.
Yeah.
8 p.m.
That's when it's like quiet and feel like, oh,
Like I
I can
already
think.
like exactly like I already did my whole day. I had my dinner. I showered.
Mhm.
Like now I can do whatever I want, and then why not make some money? You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's literally my thought. Like the reason why I go into translation work is because I'm like, hey, I have time
Mhm.
after I finish my whole day. Like
Yeah.
I feel like that's an accomplishment as well.
Yeah.
Where like, oh, okay,
You got
like
something
it's over. Today's over, and I can actually focus on things that I want to do.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's so funny. I didn't know that people's brain could work so differently.
Yeah, I knew people had different thinking, like opinion, but I didn't realize that people stop thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like
I get it.
I'm always thinking. If you see me
Yeah.
walking in the mall, I'm not blanking walking. I'm thinking about something.
This is the reason why both of us have the loop earplugs.
Mm.
Like We just need
Did you
things
get yours?
yeah.
Oh, good.
I need to get like for me, I didn't you know how you got like the switch thing?
Yeah.
Where it's like different, I don't know, they call it engage, all that kind of stuff.
There is okay, so I don't know if you guys know this, but for people with like high like noise sensitivity and they're overstimulated, there is this brand called Loop that I found online, and they
I-
make these like earplugs, but they're not they don't silent all the sound. They like mute it a little bit to where you're not overstimulated.
Yeah.
And they have different versions of it
Like
that
different decibels, yeah.
yes, that you can do. I got the one where you can adjust it like 3 levels of like a little muted, a little bit more, and then like a lot muted, depending on
Yeah.
like the surroundings I'm in.
Yeah.
So usually I'd use this if I'm at the mall and there is like a showcase or whatever, and there's loud music and people talking really loud, but I need to be there. I would put it on, and then it helps calm my insides a little bit.
It's so funny because like you got like the whole switch.
Yeah.
I got the quiet one, like the one that you wear to sleep. Just one. And I didn't get the switch one because I'm
Yeah.
like, I just know that like when I need things to go quiet, I need it to go quiet. But it's like the thing is, it doesn't block out all the noises.
no.
It doesn't. It can't.
Yeah.
You know? And honestly, I usually wear that in church.
Really?
during
Is it too
worship.
loud?
Sometimes.
Uh-huh.
For me.
But I get it because I used to go to a church where it has like instrumental worship,
Yeah.
and it's too much for me.
Yeah.
It to me feels like
I mean-
a concert.
I literally grew up with that.
Yeah, I know.
You know, it's like I
Yeah.
grew up with that. That's my church.
Yeah.
And it's a normal for me, but I realize like, oh, I can put earplugs on and people
Mhm.
get like don't get offended.
Right, right.
Because like my you know, the pastor actually said like, hey, if it's too loud for you, it's okay to wear earplugs. Like they actually provide some.
Oh,
But I'm not gonna
really?
get like all those like, you know, the
Yeah, the squishy ones.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
The foam.
No, but I get it. Like there is a level like of worship where it's comfortable for some people, really loud, and
Right.
it's like immersed into
Right.
it. But for us, it's overstimulating sometimes, and it's
Yeah.
too loud that I get angry.
But you still want to be there.
Mhm.
Like that's
Like
the
I
thing.
want to worship,
Yeah.
but it's just if things are too loud sometimes, I get overstimulated,
Right.
and then I get angry out of no that's too loud.
Yeah.
So I try to. I think it's more of just like we know where we are, what we need to function with other people.
Exactly.
And so I think that's what we're trying to do with these tools to help us
Exactly.
kind of like get through our day. Like we're not trying to offend anybody, but we
Yeah.
cannot. It's
We're-
hard for us.
We're just trying to survive.
Yeah.
Honestly, we're just trying to get through this whole thing. It's just, yeah.
If you
it's-
think about it, there's so many things going on in our head, and it doesn't stop. And even if we wish it would stop, it can't stop.
exactly.
And so we need some other stuff to help us, so we can focus more on you or like on worship or whatever.
Yeah,
And these are the tools that can help us, kind of thing.
yeah. Honestly, I wonder how many of like my friends that are like this.
I think they call it neurodivergent or something like
Neurodivergent. Yeah,
That's what I saw online, I think.
yeah.
And
And you know, like last time when we had Friendsgiving, and we just hang out, and we just like laying there. Like that's a kind of hangout that I would say yes to.
yeah, me too.
But I didn't know I was signing up for that either.
No,
Like once you said that, I'm like, yes.
like I think so in our little friend group, like that Friendsgiving and like Christmas, like gift exchange was so low key, relaxing to be together and do that
Yeah.
instead of having to like, let's talk about this and
Let's have
like,
activities and this kind
Mhm,
of stuff.
mhm.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm just too tired for that. Because like a lot of times when I like hang out with my fiance, I'm just laying there and just on my phone.
I like
And he's
being
watching
together,
YouTube. Yeah.
but we don't really have to talk all the time,
Yeah.
you know. But I just love being in the same space
Yeah.
with people.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, like it goes back to the episode that we talked about how like it's so vulnerable to like share about like, you know, how you feel. But sometimes like it's necessary for actually like give people a chance to actually like really know you.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
risk that you have to take.
right.
That's so interesting. Of like this whole thing, it also affects like the way that we interact with people.
Yeah,
You still think about it. Where like, hey, I wanna like be as normal as we can.
it's hurtful. Like to me, I feel very
Yeah.
like sad sometimes because
Me too.
I just want to be like everyone else,
Yeah.
like to fit in, and I think that's so normal. But it's so hard because I'm like, well, I cannot. That's
Yeah.
not how my brain
It doesn't work
operates.
that way.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how to have a new brain.
Yeah. Replace it completely.
Exactly.
The essence of who I am would have to be replaced.
Like you won't be butter anymore.
No,
That's the thing.
it wouldn't be
Yeah.
me. I'm really grateful for our friendship and with our other friend
Yeah.
because even though I couldn't tell that, like, because we are friends, so I'm like, oh, maybe everybody's like this.
Uh-huh.
But at least we have each other to be like, I get what you mean when you're tired. So I'm not going to bother.
Yeah.
You don't need to explain, yeah, it's tiring. I get that tired. Do whatever
Right.
you need to do.
Uh-huh.
And then, like, to have that kind of camaraderie of just, we get it.
Uh-huh.
And then we have our other friends that we, like, go to where who challenges us sometimes to be like, okay, it's not, okay, maybe we, not everybody thinks like this.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that, but it's just,
Right.
you know.
Takes a little bit more energy, but I feel like sometimes like it's necessary.
Mhm.
You know?
It stretches us a little bit more.
Yeah.
And being friends with like you or like our other friend gives me like a place of understanding.
Right.
Like I'm understood for this is how I work. My brain works like this, and be
Yeah.
like, okay, I get it, because my brain also works similarly.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm also grateful for the friends whose brains don't work like that, so they remind me of this is also what they need,
Right.
and also like, oh, there is something else out there.
And I guess like it kind of manages like your expectation of how to like live life.
Mhm.
As in, you know, like, hey, like other people don't think this way, so you have to, it's not that act a certain way, but you kind of have to like adjust as well.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's not just like, not everything revolves around you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all learning.
We're just trying.
We're trying.
We're trying. We're
Yeah.
succeeding, I feel like.
I think
I mean,
we're in our own way. We have tried so hard
right.
to get to this far. The
Mhm.
thing is, if people had understood that in our head, it's like going like 100 miles an hour, the fact that we're still functioning and able to do this much is like a big accomplishment for us.
Yeah.
To be here, to do this much,
Exactly. It's kind of
and
wild.
still be responsible for our jobs. Like we're not causing anybody any harm.
Right. Sure,
Yeah.
we're tired. Sure, everything's messy.
Yeah. But we're so self-aware though.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's you know what, sometimes I feel like I want to be less self-aware, but like I can't do that. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but at least we know like what our needs are. Some people don't know how they're feeling or what their needs,
Yeah.
what they
And, like,
need.
I think like your need is one thing, but to express that,
Mhm.
I think I'm so aware that like I can express it. I know what's going on in my this.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of cool. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. If you
Yeah, we
haven't-
talked a lot about emotions and just how our brain works. Honestly, I feel like this podcast is crazy.
Right, it's just everywhere.
It's everywhere, and I can feel it. Like,
Yeah.
it's everywhere. But that literally is how our brain works.
Yeah.
And if you saw our first podcast, that really is
Us.
us. Like
Yeah. The whole time that we've been, you know, like narrowing down to one topic, we had to. Or else like we can mix every single topic in every single week
Mhm.
and just kept going.
we really can.
Yeah.
It's really hard. I think you kind of get a glimpse of how we are, how we do things.
Right. Being neurodivergent, is that
Neurodivergent.
yeah, is that
I
the
guess.
terms for it? That's kind of cool. All right. We'll see you every Tuesday, hopefully. Again, this word is back. Hopefully. Like last week we didn't meet because I couldn't, but
Yes.
um
Hopefully every Tuesday.
yeah. So
See you next time.
see you next time.
Bye.